What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday, a fun day, week before Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone's doing good. We'll say hello to some people who we got in here. Auntie Alfredo, Tat, Jeremy, Tiny Ninja, Ryan Milky, how are you? Ness, how are you? Alfredo, James, Aaron's Pops, and Plants. Oh, I like that. Nick, how are you? So welcome in, guys. Should be an awesome live. We're gonna have unboxings. We're gonna pick weekly winners, and then at 10 o'clock, we're gonna have a great discussion of pop price guide and values. From perspectives of a like a mystery box company that puts them together and guarantees the guarantee value and all that stuff, to people that sometimes, like me and Book Bar Bros, who we put some boxes together at times, and we also buy a lot of boxes. So we have all that for you tonight. It should be great. I'll be joined by Book Bar Bros and Templar Pops at 10 p.m. And in the meantime, from that, we have unboxings from Chalice Collectibles. We have a Pro Wrestling Crate box and a Ferrara box we're going to go through. We're going to pick the weekly winners. Talk about Black Friday's coming. So, what do I see with Black Friday coming, from the mystery box front? We have all that. So also big thanks to everyone that joined me on Whatnot this past week for not one but two events. We did What's in the Box early in the week, and then yesterday afternoon we did sort of a Funko Pop auction. We're going to come back. You guys like What's in the Box so much, we're going to come back and do it again this Friday, Black Friday, 1 p.m. People have asked, would I do a bigger one? Would I do a big mystery box or something like that? So all the stuff that I will think about. But there will be at least 3 levels of What's in the Box. So stay tuned for that. That will be Friday at 1 p.m. And we'll see. We had a Pop King Paul box last night. Probably the only time in my recollection that I can remember a Pop King Paul box not selling out. Eventually sold out sometime in the night or the morning, but normally a Pop King Paul box sells out immediately. So I think that's a good telltale of where we are with, when it comes to Funko and mystery boxes and things like that. I just think it's different. It's different. So I don't know what's going to happen come Black Friday. Will we see Chalice? Will we see Chrono boxes like they've done prior? Because normally those are two companies that on Black Friday release some very good boxes, maybe the best boxes that they release year round. Chrono normally does like a 300, a 200, a 100, something along those lines, and they're always really good, great value. Chalice is normally like a $200 box. That is always a really good box when it comes out Black Friday. So we'll see. Spastic, I know, is releasing something, maybe 1, maybe 2. Zobi releasing some very cool stuff for the autograph front. And the rest, will we see? I don't know. I don't know what we're going to see from Fugitive Toys. Will there be a huge Grail Fugitive Toys mystery box this year? And all the other stuff. So we'll see. We'll see how good it is. What does it look like? All things to think about. I'm not sure what we're going to see. But speaking of Chalice, we're going to have some unboxings. So I'm going to do 3 of them. These were from maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you have your little Chalice collectibles. Sorters. I like these. These are really nice. Great like reshippers. So yeah, speaking of which, yes, I was just reminded. So there is one mystery box I do know that is definitely confirmed. Slapshot Pops is releasing a mystery box on Black Friday. A great price point. I have 50 boxes. A top hit of a Mike Wazowski SDCC. I don't think I have. It's back here. Actually, this one right there. That's going to be the top hit of the box. So that is a pretty good box on Black Friday. So guys, keep a lookout for that. Make sure you guys go support Jonathan, and that's an awesome box. So John's really putting together a really nice box, guarantee value on them and everything. So definitely check those out on Black Friday. And there's a couple other ones. Yeah, Black Friday is it's gonna be weird to see what is it gonna be like? What is it gonna do? All right, so here we go. Let's do a mystery box. These are Chalice collectibles. I think these were like $20. A lot of NYCC ones. All right, so here we go. First one. It is not an NYCC. It is from Sailor Moon. This is Super Sailor Moon. So special edition sticker, which you guys know means overseas. Also, if you look on some of these, especially this one, you can see the date code on them. A reproduced one. What that means is if they don't vault it, they can remake it. So sometimes PPG, speaking of PPG, we'll talk big about them this evening. Sometimes they are able to differentiate the stickers. Sometimes not. Let's see what they do on this one. So this one, there is no differentiation of the sticker. If you look at it, this was a box lunch one. It was originally released in January 2018, and so it gives some nice information and shows an estimated retail value of $50. And this is a good one because you will start to see. So it gives a little price thing if you want to delve into what Pop Price Guide looks like. There you go. So in 90 days, only one to their recollection is sold, 2 in 180 days. Is that accurate? So, and we'll talk about more about this, but you know, this is a good example of where PPG says it's 50. Would I be able to sell this for 50? No. But there you go. It's a cool one. Reproduced. Let's see. Let's do another one. All right, here we go. And next one is an interesting one. John Lennon. I mean, who didn't catch the John Lennon Funko Shop release? So there's John Lennon. So interesting, you know, was this released here? Was it overseas? Is this part of the ECCC/NYCC Part 2? But there you go. New York City, John Lennon. It's a cool box. I will give it to you. I think it's a really nice box. I like the artwork on it. I think it's really cool. Kind of iconic. I always love Pops with the glasses. And this one, PPG on this one. Now, this is another very interesting one. So, how much do you guys think this one's valued at right now? So, I'll show this one off. PPG saying this Funko Pop is valued right now at $65, and it just went down $10. So, I mean, is it $65? It says it is, but is it really? Is it really? And, you know, very, very flat as far as the money goes. So, 7 days to their recollection, one sale, and it sold for $55. In 30 days, 11 of them sold, 66 on the average, 96 a high. So, you know, is what it is. But we will get into Pop Price Guide and all that kind of stuff later on. Pops with Purpose, how are you doing? And yeah, there's Book Bar Bros, exactly. You know, in reality, the John Lennon probably should be right around $20-25. The Super Sailor Moon should really probably be split, where you're taking into account it was reproduced overseas, a lot like General Grievous, right? They didn't remake the box lunch Super Sailor Moon. They remade the special edition one, or they released it just overseas, and these companies can get a hold of it here. So it's probably one of those ones that should be split and say, okay, the box lunch one is this. The special edition, quote unquote, overseas is this. And she's probably about the same thing. And probably about a $20, $25, maybe $30, $35 pop in that range. All right, we do have one more to go. Chalice Collectibles, here you go. All right, here we go. And this one is from The Witcher, Geralt. So I can't remember if this was another one that, you know, does have the NYCC sticker on it, but wasn't released. I can't remember. Not sure. But there's Geralt, The Witcher, a show I've never seen. I've heard good things about it. I actually saw an interview, or what was it? There was like a show or something, and they have a commercial about it. So this one, I think the same thing. It doesn't come up. So I think this was another one that was due for NYCC. Did they hold it? Did they not? Was it stuck on a cargo ship? Was it just released overseas and not here in the US? So many different questions. I don't think we necessarily have the answer. Also, remember, for what they're going to do coming up for ECCC, etc., is they're going to leave the pops with this NYCC sticker, and they're going to add another sticker to it for whatever fun event that they're calling it. So, unknown. Another one that's probably The Witcher, maybe 15, 20, maybe $25 on the high end, something like that. Would be my guess. There's Book Barbaro saying it was good. Let's see what else. How about Ghostbusters? How many people got to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife? We were there on opening night. Cool props. I mean, when I say props, what I mean is cool little items, whether it's the cups, whether it's the popcorn holders that they had, the swag that was there in the movie theater, I think was pretty cool. Got to see it, went to the theater and saw it. I think if you are a Ghostbusters fan, you are going to like it. I felt that the movie was predominantly the whole way through the movie, I felt it was slow, my opinion of it. But I think the end of it made it all worth it. If you're going to go thinking that this is going to bring the old guys are back, ready to go, that's not what this is. I'm not even, but it's not a reboot either. You know, I think they did Harold Ramis proud. There is something at the end that says for Harold. So I think that's really good. A great piece to him. I'm not going to give any spoilers away of the end. I will tell you that the end it's kind of like a tearjerker in a sense. You know, there's a great moment to it. I think there's some very cool cameos by two actors that the movie does not promote them. So, you know, that's out there. Who am I talking about? You'll have to go see the movie to see. I think it answers some questions from the first Ghostbusters, the original. I think it's what Ivo Shandling that created that. So he's sort of involved in this movie, and it tells the story of what happened sort of after the Ghostbusters 2, what happened to the guys. I will also tell you, if you go see Ghostbusters, make sure you stay to the very, very end. They sort of did a Marvel thing for you with not one, but two sort of after the credit scenes. So enjoy. I think it's cool. I think it was a very good movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was slow, just my opinion of it. But I thought it was well done. I liked it. What is going on? Popping some pops. Keep it popping. Keep it rocking. Yeah, Ghostbusters was good. I mean, it was good. That's where I would put it. It was good. The end sort of makes it for me. I thought the end made it. I don't see them making another one. Just my opinion. I don't see it. But you got Bill Murray to come back in a sense. So, but yeah, I don't see them making another one. I think it was sort of a tying loose ends up, and it was good. It was good. That's what I could say for that one. They did show the preview for Spider-Man. That looked really good. So looking forward definitely to that one. They also showed the Matrix off. Not sure how I feel about the Matrix. The Matrix, the first Matrix I thought was awesome. The second one was like, okay, it's a little bit commercial. The third one I thought was just like, my God, what did I watch? That's just me. That's my opinion of it. I'm not feeling the whole redo of Morpheus. I don't know what the deal was, whether Lawrence Fishburne didn't want to come back, they didn't bring him back, or what the deal was with that. I got always issues with movies that recast characters. I don't know. Not sure how I feel about that one. We'll see. We'll see. I'll definitely give it a whirl, but I don't know. I don't know. Pop in Missouri, you'll like Ghostbusters. I mean, I liked the little marshmallow. I think Funko went tremendously above and beyond with them. I think they have a very cool part of the movie. You know what I mean? I liked it. I thought it was cool. But yeah, Funko went above and beyond with the little Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All these pops that are coming out with them. I think you could have done 1-2 differences, and then maybe the Baskin Robbins one. But yeah, I think they went above and beyond with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All right, what we got? Let's see. What else? Let's do another unboxing. All right, so I got a good time. I got 11 minutes. Next one, Pro Wrestling Crate from Pro Wrestling Tees. The monthly box. If you want to ever check one of these out, check out at ProWrestlingCrate.com. I want to say they're in the $30 range. Great value, especially for people that love wrestling. And remember, of course, tonight going on right now is definitely WWE Survivor Series. Not a big pay-per-view for me. I'll catch to watch it, but it's never been a favorite anymore of mine. All right. So here we go. And they make some cool shirts. I mean, really, these boxes for the shirts alone are well worth it. But here we go for this box. Look at this shirt. It's Adventures in Wrestling. So a little takeoff, Adventures in Babysitting, for people that remember that one. And that, of course, looks like the collecting group of Matt Cardona. Looks like a little hornswoggle, too, doesn't it? That's a cool shirt. I like that one. That's well done. They also have a Pro Wrestling Tees sticker. And here is another shirt. Ooh, this is going back. Who remembers this guy? Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado. Former NWA World Champion. Beat Ric Flair years ago. People that remember that one. How about a DVD, The Road Warriors in Japan? Sad. Both Road Warriors have passed away now. Very, very sad. The pin, how about the Great Sabu? Very cool wrestler. A pencil eraser of Colt Cabana. Very cool. Member of the Dark Order. We then have the Micro Brawler. Who remembers this guy? Adam Bomb from the WWE days. Very, very cool. I think there's also chases. And the cool thing about them, they really increased their packaging on these things. Made them really nice. And last, you do get an 8x10. And 8x10 of this one is, I believe that's Joey Janela, who went to AEW, but AEW really never uses him. At least that I say. So there you go. That is that box. And there you can sort of see you got the Adventures in Wrestling figure t-shirt by the MWFP t-shirt. So that's the major podcast network. The Texas Tornado t-shirt, the Atom Bomb Micro Brawler, 250 chases were available. Road Warrior DVD. Joey Janela autograph 8x10, Sabu lapel pin, Colt Cabana Micro Brawler, and the Pro Wrestling Tees sticker. Very, very cool stuff. All right, I got 8 minutes to go. I'm making good time. We're going to do one unboxing, then we're going to do giveaways, and then we'll bring on everyone, and we're going to talk pop price guide, guys. So get ready to have a really good in-depth conversation. Ask questions. I'm sure Templar Pops is going to have his opinions as someone that makes mystery boxes. And me and Book Bar Bros will have our opinions of sometimes when we make mystery boxes or we buy them. So, and we could give you guys our opinions of what we feel about Pop Price Guide or the Funko app and the values. And where is it just a guide? Where is it sort of a layout? Where is it here? Where is it there? Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's really all over the place. It really, truly is. All right. So we have one more box to get to. Then we have the giveaways. This one is Ferrara Box. Like them, love them, hate them. That's about where people feel about Ferrara Box. I will tell you with Ferrara Box, though, you always get value. Sometimes you get chases. One time I actually got a $250 Freddy Funko in one of these boxes. It sounds crazy, but it's true. These boxes are like $25 shipped, 26, something like that. Shipped to you. And we'll go through and show you the cool things that are in them. So here we go. We've got a little Spider-Man Funko Avengers Infinity War Funny. Very cool. Little stuffed action figure guy. And I think Marvel was the theme on this one. We have a Marvel little lanyard. Very cool. And again, you can price as you go and as you see the stuff. A minifigures Marvel Studio Lego figure. Interesting. We've got another one, Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. Very cool. Awesome movie. Check out Disney Plus because it is on Disney Plus. If you've not seen Shang-Chi yet. And just to show you all the other stuff, you end up with a Marvel Luchador L Venenoid Micro Pop keyring, however you want to call it. Anyway, a Black Widow fig pin. Very cool. I mean, the fig pin alone, like 15 bucks, you know. And then you end up with two Funko Pops. John F. Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Very cool. And Doctor Strange Avengers Mech Strike. So the fig pin's probably about 15. These things are probably about 8 to 10 bucks a pop there. There pays your whole value for all that stuff. And then you also end up with a comic book Uncanny X-Men. So pretty nice Ferrara box for considering that it's like $19.99, $19.98 plus like $5-6 shipping. All that stuff comes right to you for 25 bucks. You can't beat that one. All right, so here we go. It is weekly giveaway time. Let me get the handy dandy notebook out. Don't forget, we also have a very special giveaway for Thanksgiving that goes live tonight at 10:15. You want to hop in this one because it's a Thanksgiving week special where we're going to have 3 winners next week. We're going to pick 3 winners next Sunday night. There is 7 prizes to choose from, and they are upped prizes. So just for example, there's a $50 credit, a $100 head-to-head, a Luau Teespring sweatshirt NT bundle, the sweatshirt you see me wearing here, $50 mystery box. There's anything mystery boxes, 4 pop exclusive stuff. The prize wheel where you get 2 spins on it, so you could possibly win $200 mystery box out of it. Very cool stuff. Goes live today. Make sure you hop in the giveaways and hop in that one. But this week we have a head-to-head, the prize wheel, $40 PayPal credit, horror mystery box, Luau pin set, and a wrestling mystery box. All of that tonight. All right, let's pick the winners. All right, here we go. Winner number 1 is going to be K. Titus. Congratulations from Japan. And Ken, we'll talk about how it all works. If you want another sticker pack or something like that, I could ship to you with. We could do that. Because obviously right now, guys, very hard to ship sometimes overseas. Like Australia, totally shut down. I think letters go, but packages or stuff like that being rejected. So Ken living in Japan, congratulations, Ken. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know how to get a hold of me, and we do it in pop drunk style at _Luau_23. All right, let's pick another one. Winner number 2 is going to be, congratulations, goes to Tiny Ninja 87. Congratulations. I did see that she was here. So we'll see if Ken was here or Tiny Ninja wants to do the prize wheel. Let me know in the chat and we can do it and spin it live. All right, and let me get rid of that. And I have 2 minutes. So, yes, congratulations to you both. Hit me up, let me know prizes, and we'll go from there. Congratulations. Also, before we get into the talk, and it should be great, guys, keep the questions coming when it comes to pop price guide and value. It's a great opportunity to see from a lot of different perspectives that we have for value and pops. And, you know, it helps you when you buy it. It helps when you sell it. So for the next hour, feel free. We'll be talking about different things, but if you want to ask a question, definitely throw it out there. I also wish all of you guys a very healthy and safe Thanksgiving. Be well. It's a fun time of the year. Be safe if you go out Black Friday shopping. I don't know if they're going to still open stores up Thanksgiving night. I've heard that, at least in my area, they're not going to do that this year. So, you know, have fun. Enjoy the shopping. Enjoy the family time. It's Thanksgiving. It is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy the food. I enjoy the cooking of it. You know, it's fun. It's fun. Awesome. All right. So I think we're ready to have the great pop price guide, value discussion, and all that good stuff. To do it, we're going to bring on 2 great people. You've seen them on the channel before. First, you're going to, if you're not, make sure you go check out Templar Pops. Make sure you use discount code, _Luau_10, get 10% off. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 boxes left of his last box run. Pretty cool, especially if you're looking for what I think it's the one bleach one that's a pretty good hit. Also, make sure you go check out Star Wars trivia this week over at the Book Bar Bros, because Templar, it's like a Patreon championship round. And if you've never seen those guys, when it comes to Star Wars trivia, I like to turn it on and just listen to it, because some of the stuff is just absolutely mind-boggling to the level of questions that they ask. It's a great show. Make sure you go check them out on YouTube, both channels. Moderators, if you want to do it, hit it up. Tiny Ninja, congratulations to you. Hit me on Instagram and let me know. So in this way, I'm going to bring on the Book Bar Bros and Templar Pops for a great discussion on pop price guide and values. Here we go. There's Templar. Here's Book Bar.
Hello.
Here we are.
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on,
Fist
guy?
bump.
Fist bump.
I like it. I like it. I like it. And it's good to see you feeling better.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Instagram, you do look better.
Thanks.
Yeah, not good. He didn't say good. You look better.
Right.
You look better. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, Luau, thanks for the shout out, man. Star Wars trivia, by the way, Luau has been on the show and he did compete and he did admirable. I thought you performed admirably. Templar has also been on the show before, and you're right, this Tuesday in a couple of days, Templar won our Patreon contest, and so he'll be on Tuesday night competing for a bunch of prizes. Wish him luck. Wish him luck. He's gonna need it. He's gonna need it.
He thinks so. He thinks so. I'm ready. I've been watching Star Wars on a loop for 3 weeks.
I think you're going to need to, because these guys, the questions, the amount of detail you guys put into those questions are absolutely mind-boggling.
It's too much. Yeah, it's too much.
I have no idea what you're going to throw to him for a championship round, but I got to watch it because it's going to be good.
It's not going to be easy. He might get
hope
one or two softballs, and then Tyler and I are going to try to make him cry. And that's it. That's the only other thing. Try to make him cry live on YouTube. And I think we can do it.
We do have a good talk with PPG, and you guys saw me open some Chalice stuff, which, you know, just right off the bat, you can see how wacky PPG is.
It's a great example.
Yep.
From things that are new pops, which technically weren't here, but they were overseas, and the values are totally whacked out. So I think it throws for people that are opening mystery boxes, and we can also throw in our little chimes of what our thoughts of where mystery boxes are these days. I think for me, what I saw last night, I think was just a great barometer of where we are, because who would have thought any Pop King Paul mystery box would not sell out within not just seconds, but also
5
minutes.
seconds. Yeah.
And these things lasted. I heard it lasted into the morning. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. It wasn't a mystery box I was going to play with, but it's just, I just think it's a great barometer of where we are with it. But you know,
the question is why. That's the big question: is why? Is it the nature of like people worried about supply chains and their Christmas shopping really, really early? Or do you think people are holding out for those really big Chalice boxes and the Chrono boxes, all the Black Friday stuff that's coming?
And we don't know if they're even coming. I don't think those companies have even mentioned it. And some of them, I think, are, you know, I wouldn't say, I think they look at where we're at and they're just like, I'm not sure we're even going to do it.
Yeah. So Pop King Paul, I'll just say, I have never, ever gotten a Pop King Paul box. I struck out trying to get one, like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 times in a row. And I finally gave up and just stopped even trying. So, and then, Templar, I think, messaged me and was like, did you see a Pop King Paul box didn't sell out right away? It's like, oh man. Yeah. Makes me feel better when mine don't sell out.
It's like you hear these there's chats, and that was like the thing. And, Slapshot brings it up. Yeah. Are they what they used to be? And no, but I think that goes across all boards, because I think it's getting the collections and getting the stuff. It's not like it used to be. It's harder.
Mm-hmm.
And Templar definitely could speak to that.
There's tons and tons of retail pops out there. I mean, every website you go to, every store, maybe not in store so much, but all the websites are full of pops. It's really easy to get them now, and it's easy to get what you want to get too. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, Templar and I were talking about this, and I know you guys have been doing this, I think, a lot longer than I have. I've been in the pop game a year and a half, 2 years, and it's still, in the last 6 to 8 months to me, seems like so many new pops are coming out than they were even a year and a half ago. It just seems like every day there's 10 new pops being dropped, and variation. How many Grogus do we need? Do I love Star Wars? Do I love The Mandalorian? Yes. Do we need 20 different Grogus with him in every pose he ever took in the show, interacting with every object he ever touched? No, we just don't need that. We don't need that much stuff. But it just seems like that's it. There's just so many retail pops dropping all the time. To me, it just seems like it's not like there's a thirst for it where it's like, there hasn't been a new pop that dropped in a week and maybe I'll get a mystery box. It just seems like they're just flooding us constantly.
No, well, they take it. I mean, look at the Ghostbusters Afterlife, what they did with the little Stay Puft guys. I mean, it's unbelievable. They're out of the world with them, and they're in it, but not like that. There's like a couple scenes where they're there, and that's it. That's all there is.
That's good. Well, 12 pops. They can find a way. 12 pops. We'll get Target their own exclusive. Walmart gets an exclusive, different pose. But
here's Baskin Robbins. All right, we'll throw you in there.
We'll get one.
Here we go.
It was interesting earlier when you pulled those Chalice pops, and they were the con. I forget what they were. A couple of con pops.
Yeah.
Now you scanned them through PPG, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about. Exactly. And you scan that in, and what did that pop at? Like 55, 60 bucks.
And it's down $10. So a day or two ago it was probably like 60.
And that came from Chalice, right?
Came from Chalice.
You can go to chalice.com right now and buy that pop. Just sitting there, 30 bucks. How do they value that at 50, 55? I don't know what the cost point was on those boxes, the guaranteed value, because generally they're overvalued for Chalice. But
I think they were 20. Yeah, they were $20 boxes.
Yeah.
And
so that's good deal.
It didn't. It was. Who knows what the true story with those pops are? There's a couple of them, and now they're putting another sticker on them. Did they not come off the boat? Did Funko didn't have them? Who knows what the true story is? But obviously they didn't have them for NYCC. They were intended for NYCC. Now we'll throw another sticker on and rebrand them, but
surprised
thing will go from $50 probably down to $15, $20 by probably Christmas time.
Yeah, probably.
My guess. I mean, who knows? I could be slightly off.
All right. Well, PPG. What do we want to get into first? Way too many Way too many. And Slapshot, man, way too many is an understatement. Like way too many is there's just way too many. There's just at one point, maybe like so many other people out there, I thought I love the child. Maybe I'll try to collect all the child pops. And then it went from 4 to 6 to 8, like in a month. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do this. I can't do this. I do have, is it right there? See, I've got the 10-inch one up on my shelf right there. And that's it. That's the only one I have.
So we can talk. I mean, we can get into Pop Price Guide and we can talk. I mean, Templar, I think, is the best one to do from his perspective of, so, I mean, you guarantee a value and you do your best with it. And I could tell from dealing with different people, guys, because me, Book Bar, we've bought mystery boxes. We've dealt with high-end boxes before. We've been there. We bought them. And I think we've always been good with boxes. And I know that last box run or the box run before was one that was like, oh my gosh, PPG is just fallen. I mean, it's just, it made drastic changes within like 3 or 4 days.
Oh yeah. So embarrassing. So embarrassing. And a bunch of people got those boxes, those higher risk boxes that I did with the Obi-Wan. And that, for me, that was a bigger risk than I usually do. And then people were like, hey man, your 150 boxes are coming in at 125. Hey, you know, and I looked at it, I checked all the data and I checked the entries in PPG, and hopefully we'll get a chance to look at that tonight. And that's what happened, is that through the weekend, they updated 3/4 of the pops in my boxes, and all of them had been on eBay, and it's fakes had sold and damaged ones had sold. And great example, Atom Bomb, which is one of my favorite pops of all time, the Atom Bomb Chase. Packed it at 110, landed in the guy's lap on 2 days later, $70, $40 difference in 2 days.
There's nothing you can do. And
no,
you tell people that you got to read the fine print. I've seen, there's been a few people, and I think Pop King Paul was one that made it very, very clear time of boxing. And he made a great comment yesterday where he said, I boxed him yesterday. And then one of the big hits in the $50 box run was Bank Robber Joker. And he said, as he boxed it up, I think he said it was $340, $350. And he said today, Saturday, because he boxed him Friday, it's $410. That kind of difference in a matter of less than 24 hours. And it's crazy.
Did you guys review the Dr. Applesauce video?
I have seen it once or twice, different parts of it.
I watched it.
A contributor to works with them.
Yeah, I watched it twice today, and to get how the math works. And if people wanted to go watch that at the Dr. Applesauce channel, you can just do a YouTube search for PPG, and that pops right up first thing. And between like minutes 10 and 25, that's when they're discussing the math, how the formula works, and how they do implement the prices and the price changes. It's really interesting.
So let's, talk about this, from a seller perspective or a buyer perspective, right? I think it's easier to kind of separate it out. Like, we've all made our own mystery boxes, right? Obviously, Templar does it more than we do. But the big thing, I think, the hard thing, like Templar just said, when you're working with PPG, you want to guarantee value to people. And I think we're all careful with our listings, right? You have to say at the time we box it, but you also have to inherently kind of know when something seems fishy, right? Or something seems like it's overvalued. And so I'll give an example. I just did a lower price box, like only 20 or 25 boxes, like $60. And number 5 from the Umbrella Academy. Now that pop sold out back in the day, like a year ago, right? And it was really hard to get. Even the common was going for like $30. It was like 25 to $30 for months and months and months. And the chase was 50 to $75. So I got a case on the restock from Entertainment Earth, and I've had it for a long time. I've sold a couple here and there. And so I looked it up the other day, and it was $29. I say the other day, probably like 2 weeks ago, right? And number 5 common was $29. And I thought, there is no way this thing is restocked. What is going on? I go and I look on Whatnot. There's 70 of them listed for $9, right? And I'm like, what is going on? And you go to eBay, and I'm like, why hasn't this updated, right? Like, has it really not sold in 6 months? Like, it was a popular pop with a popular character and a new popular show. I can't believe this hasn't updated. And so when I put one in my last run, I made sure that particular box was like $17 over the minimum value, because I'm like, what's going to happen It's like, what happened to Templar? Is, you know, $60, 50 guaranteed. Somebody's going to text me and say, hey, this box is $38. What the heck? You know? And so that's just something where, as a seller, you're terrified that if you have a minimum value and you have to put some boxes in the minimum value in order to make money, right? I mean, nobody's running a charity here. We want to give back, right, as much as we possibly can. But the numbers have to work for us to be able to give away the big hits to a lucky winner or a couple lucky winners. But you've got to be so cautious about those. Like, that one was just a red flag for me. I knew that one was overpriced, and I'm pretty sure I checked it a couple of days ago, and it has finally dropped, and it's now $9. So,
one of the 2,500 volunteers got over there and put that in.
He finally, yeah, I guess so.
And they do different stuff. I mean, PPG, I think when they were bought by HobbyDB, changed a little bit, and people loved it more than the Funko shop because they differentiated stickers, and they still do to an extent. There's times they do, there's times they don't. I know someone said that they updating. They normally would do 7 days a week. Now it seems like they're updating maybe 5 days a week.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Maybe longer in some cases.
And what, you know, and I think it goes to what sources are they looking at? And, you know, I don't think they're looking at, I don't think they look at Whatnot, although, you know,
I don't think
they should.
And they absolutely should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's tons of them on there. I know Whatnot incorporates the PPG price. They sort of change, so I don't know how that's changed a little. I know they incorporate a price to it. I don't know necessarily these days if it is PPG, but they incorporate a price, and then, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Whatnot might not be willing to give up their data either. You know what I mean? They have to collaborate on that. So
yeah,
I can't imagine it was how hard it must have been to collaborate with eBay, but it must have been super easy. I would suspect because 90% of their price points come directly from eBay. So you're almost better off if you're pricing a pop, just go to eBay and work your own algorithm and figure out what the average is on it, you know? And then for me, that's what I've been doing. Like, I can kind of do that. This last box I just did was supposed to be double the size. But what happened was I have like 6 or 8 grails like this one that I was going to put in there. This pop hasn't updated since August. And you open this up on PPG and it just sits there and spins at $390. That's where it's been for 4 months or whatever, 3 months. But there's no updated data. However, I've bought 2 of these on eBay for $325 shipped each. So I know the value on that pop is not $400. So there's no way that I would feel right about putting this and several other pops in the same circumstance into one of my boxes and sending it out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some box people do, and some, you know, not saying Chalice or anyone like that, but they take advantage of certain aspects and certain pops where they can take new pops, which are overvalued. We all know it is. Or like these NYCCs, for whatever story, they weren't here for NYCC in the States, but they were able to get them overseas. They pop them in. Here's a $25 mystery box, guarantee value, $20. And, you know, people are pulling Sailor Moon, which is a repro at, you know, PPG says 50. You're never going to get 50.
Right.
I mean, you look on Whatnot, even eBay, the massive listings are massive. You'll be lucky to get $20 for it. Maybe.
Yeah. And so, and the question is, I mean, we all want the prices to be as accurate as possible, right? But like, you go ahead there. Say all kinds of custom stuff. That's true. I mean, they're trying to add all kinds of stuff, and I get why they're doing that. But the bank robber Joker, you brought that up. That's a perfect example of where I think that one is almost fluctuating too much. So Templar had that as a top hit in one of his mystery boxes a while back. It was like a $10 run or something. I bought a couple of them, and I got that. And I remember it was like $550 or $600, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like
it was
when you had it
around $600. Yeah.
So I had one like 6 months ago. I remember it being around $400. Okay. And I had sold it right around that price. And then all of a sudden, like a week later, 2 weeks later, I look it up and I messaged Templar. I'm like, wow, this thing dropped to $260. So it went from I always saw it around 400, like pretty consistently. All of a sudden it's 600. All of a sudden it's 260. And then next thing I know, it's 410 or whatever. Like I think Pop King Paul. And I'm like, why would a grail that's been out for, what is that, a 2013 or 14 pop? 15, but 6, 7, 8 years. Why is the pop price guide fluctuating that pop so dramatically from what seems like day to day, are people really selling 20 bank robber Jokers a day all over the map? do you know what I mean? Like, that one just seems crazy to me.
And it comes in fakes. I mean, people they're doing fakes and they're out. I mean, fakes are better, but eBay is the king of, and Macari as well. And I don't know if they use Macari numbers or how they do it, but
yeah,
there's a lot of sales I think on Macari that are absolutely positively fakes. There's autograph fakes, and eBay and Macari just known for it. Where Whatnot, I give them credit. I think Whatnot has changed the game. And John brings it up a good point. Another thing. Whatnot sort of changed the Funko game. Whether they work with PPG, whether they don't, I don't know the answer to that one. But I don't think they take into account the listings, the sales, and everything that they do on Whatnot. And John's right. I mean, if they look at auctions, it is totally could be skewed about what you get because it's who's selling it. It is what it is. I mean, you look at a couple places that sell mystery boxes on Whatnot, and there's a couple that, there was one auction that was just unbelievable. The amount, I mean, he was like, these boxes are like 300. That's the guaranteed value. And people paying $600 for these things. And then it was like a big influx. Then it was like, you see some other people trying to do it. Never were able to capture that magic.
Right.
It's great. It's all over the board.
It's true. And Whatnot, that is absolutely true. Obviously, if you're in a live auction, obviously you can list pops too. And I'm sure Whatnot has the data to say these were sold in a live auction and these were sold regularly through a buy and offer process, right? And so you could separate those out. I'm sure Whatnot can do it. HobbyDB probably doesn't have that information. But again, it's just more price points. Whatnot seems to be where everyone's migrating and buying and selling more often. And so it just seems like that's the place where we should be. It seems like maybe the more casual person is still buying stuff on eBay. I still buy stuff on eBay sometimes, but it seems like really the pop traders have kind of migrated over to Whatnot. Although that platform for an auction seller has become very convoluted.
Very convoluted. I think it's one I say they got too big too quick, and I truly believe they forgot where they came from, where Funko built them, and now they don't view Funko to the same level they did once before for whatever reason. I think you looked at some people that went to the big NYCC event where they had a boxing / wrestling ring and they were doing lives there. The Funko people didn't even get a chance to get in the thing. It was all the card breaks, and that was like the big thing. And I mean, give it to them. I mean, I'm seeing people on some things like that spending, hundreds to thousands of dollars to open a pack of sports cards. It's nuts. Where Funko is sort of, it's dipped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they've changed the game. Was it bad? I don't know.
I don't know if Whatnot's going to take over eBay. Not take over. Get what I mean? Like, is it going to become more of a replacement for pop buyers than eBay is now? Like, I buy a lot of stuff on eBay. I get good deals. You just have to talk to the sellers, but it's buyer beware. I've had a few fakes I've had to send back. I've actually showcased that a few times on my Nooners, but eBay's a good source, and Whatnot. I think Whatnot's a little better though, for as far as the actual realistic price points.
And I think to list on Whatnot to sell on your marketplace, it has to be verified. So what I think that helps with the fakes is you have to take a live photo. You can't upload a photo. It's got to be live, all angles. That photo then goes to an actual person. They verify it. Now, I think that's gotten worse than what it used to be. I think they have people that, are they as fully trained as they did a year ago? I don't think so. But they verify it, and, then they say it's real. Now, they have passed some fakes. It's happened. But I think it's more of a process, so I give them credit for that. But auctions, it's not verified on the auctions. So the auctions, technically, it could go. But
much easier, obviously. Ryan says, do you class customs as fakes? I would say no, because a custom holds itself out. And this is another thing. We're not chatting about this tonight, about that whole thing with the custom seller who got the cease and desist letter from Funko. That's something I could talk about too. But I mean, no, a custom is held out to be an altered pop, right, by a custom seller. A fake is someone who is pretending that pop is something that's not. So I don't consider those to be the same thing.
And I think Ryan is referring to, if you look on PPG, they do have I don't know what kind of relationship it is, but there is a relationship with Monthly Pops. And Monthly Pops made custom Funko Pops that were sold on Whatnot. And they were like a gold series, silver series, etc. And they are listed on Pop Price Guide, and they are valued on Pop Price Guide. So I think that's maybe what Ryan's talking about.
Are they in Pop Price Guide or are they in Hobby Database?
Because
those, when I was watching the video, Christian is the new owner, and he said that custom pops they don't want to put in Pop Price Guide. They put them in Hobby Database because that way they're valued. They're basically valued by the fans and the experts and whatnot, and they're not interfering with price values on regular pops. And I don't know if they're still doing that. That's what I was saying in the message earlier, that after watching that video, there was a few things he said that they actually do. I don't think they're doing, and that's why we're getting bank robber jokers, because whoever that volunteer is, they're supposed to look at the trends. That's what he said. Look at the trends. Don't just look at the last 3 or 4 sales. Make sure you look the last 10 sales. If 6 of them sold at 600 and 3 sold at 300, it's probably a $600 pop, not the average of those two prices, you know. But I'm not sure that they're filtering it that way, because that doesn't make any sense. That pop would be jumping $300 a day. It doesn't make sense.
No. Yeah. No, I can't remember. I know they're on there. I forget what they're. Yeah, Slapshots. Parker owned Monthly Pops. Here's what John says. Yeah, they have skewed the market. So yeah, they are on there. If you look up the pop, the gold series, whatever that is done by Monthly Pops, they do come up. There is a value to them, although I think they're like a one of one. I don't think there's multitudes of them, so it's weird.
Do they? I'm not familiar with these. Do they hold themselves out to be like Funko Pops? Like, does it say Funko on the box?
Oh, it's basically you take the pop and it's decorated just like any of the customs would be, but they're painted silver, they're painted gold, and then there's a Monthly Pop sticker, like a one-of-one sticker that's done to it.
But in a Funko box that says the Funko. So they might have gotten a cease and desist letter too. I wondered about all those. I know, Smy does their little con limited pieces, and I think Funky Bop has done his own limited pieces. Yep. And I'm like, those guys are all going to get cease and desist letters. Oh, yeah. they are.
You're taking the box and you're throwing your sticker on it and you're modifying it, but it isn't technically a Funko box. So
luckily, the 50,000 Templar pops I ordered are stuck out in California on a shipping boat, so I just canceled the order.
Limited edition, one of 50,000 Templar pops.
One of 50,000.
But John's right. I mean, it does confuse a new collector because they're looking at it and they're seeing that's a real value. Is it a real value? I mean, they sold for great stuff when they went on, and I don't know if you see people reselling them, because that's a tough one to resell a custom.
Yeah,
but I mean, when you look on Top Price Guide and you see it as an option, as one of the variants, you kind of can get, it can confuse you.
Yeah, I mean, if I got one of those, let's say, limited Smy pieces or something, or Monthly Pops, whatever it is, I would feel very uncomfortable selling that, like on eBay. I think I would have to be super clear, all caps in the posts, explaining it's a custom, what it is. It's not an actual Funko Pop. It may or may not have value. I mean, I don't know. You just have to be upfront about that stuff. But I mean, it sounds like Funko's going to crack down on this stuff moving forward anyways.
I think using their box, I think maybe if they, I mean, who knows what they do about the figure, but yeah, I think putting it in the box, that's where I think they could get you. Would they actually take someone to court? Who knows?
Maybe those companies, man,
they could maybe one day make.
They have the time and the money,
and they have to. A lot of times they're obligated. They have to protect their trademarks or they can lose them. And so a lot of the times they don't have a choice, even though it might sound petty, to do what they did to. Who's the person I'm thinking of? What's her name on Instagram? What was her name? Anyways, I'm drawing a blank, but
I'm drawing a blank on the name. I always think of Queen Bee Customs, who does the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Funko has to do that. Like, they're obligated to do it, and so it sounds petty that they're going after her to shut her down, but it's something that they likely have to do. They're forced to do it.
Here's Cord saying he's seen some kicks to Doma, so I've never heard of that name, but Customs on Hobby DB as well.
Yeah, I've never heard of them.
You see the 7-BAP signature series in there too. Those are in there.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you don't know with that one. That one could be one of those gray areas because you're technically it's an autograph and you're popping a sticker on it. That's probably a gray area.
Yeah,
I would say that, because they're not holding out that they're altering it. They're not saying it's not a Funko Pop. They're simply saying we got this signed and now we're selling it back. This is our certificate of authenticity. So I don't know. I think that one is a little more gray, but
it's gray. I mean, I think customs guys, if you look at customs and you like the customs, they're great for the people that are still going to do them. I think that letter and that got out there, I think scared a lot of people. Maybe to the point where if they do them, they're not going to put them in the box. And even then, you just don't know. Because technically, you're altering their product and selling it. It's a really gray area. But I think I look at customs as put the value on it that you would pay for it. Is there a resale value? I'm probably lean more onto the level of no. It's almost like a piece of art.
Yeah.
That's why I would view it too. I would only buy one if I wanted it.
What someone would pay, I mean, I never bought. Parker's an awesome dude at Monthly Pops. I think it was an interesting thing he did. For me, there was never any that interest me, but I'm not sure I put and I know PPG has them sometimes for hundreds of dollars. That's not my bag, but for someone else, it could be.
Yeah, I see Slapshot saying there too about the separate guide because it's true. The customs, the prototypes, the autograph pops, all that is confusing. Especially when you have. I don't use the Funko app to check prices anymore. I don't know who does because every pop seems to have so many variants now that I scan. It's like unless it's literally a common that has never been remade, it's probably not the price of whatever it is that you scan in the Funko app. But, anyways, going back to the PPG, we were talking about sellers, right? And why it's hard for us. Like I know Templar had the issue, with having pops drop. You're right. The Atom Bomb pop is the perfect example. He puts that in there. It's a great hit. He likes that pop. It's a good pop. And then it drops $40. But you put yourself on the flip side, right? And what do you want, right? Like when I buy, for example, a $50 mystery box, it says it's $50 guaranteed value. If I get $48 in value, $46 in value, am I upset? No, of course not. But I should say, generally speaking, no. What I am upset is when I get I'll use my previous example, and I get a number 5 pop that I know is inflated. And I had one box, and we won't name names, but there was a particular pop that I remember a few months ago. I bought like a $65 box, and it was 50 guaranteed because there were some good hits. It was a big run, good top hits. And I got 2 Funko Pops that totaled like $43. And one of them was a Zombie Mystique, which was an FYE exclusive, if you remember this pop. And I'm looking at my 2 pops, and I'm like, what do these add up to? $20? Like, what is this? And I scanned the Zombie Mystique, the FYE exclusive, and it's like $36. And I was like, what? Like, I was at FYE yesterday, or 2 days before that, and there was 800 of them sitting on the shelf. And so it's like, clearly, to me, it's I have to assume that this seller was like, hey, here's the perfect thing. It's an inflated pop that I can get a whole bunch of, right, for cheap in retail, and then I can sell them. And that pop still, I looked it up the other day when Templar and I were talking about this, was still like $22 or $24. But if you go on eBay, that pop is selling for $9, $12, $14, $9, $4, $8. And it's like, why is this pop not $8? And so it's like sometimes then sellers will find those. I'd say sellers that shouldn't do that, but they'll find those pops. And then that's how they'll fill those $50, $60, $70 mystery boxes is with pops that PPG can't keep up with or doesn't keep up with because maybe it's not popular. They want to track Bank Robber Joker. They want to make sure we have accurate information there. So they update it 5 times a day, right? All over the map. But then Zombie Mystique never gets updated or number 5 never gets updated. So then people get number 5, they get Zombie Mystique thinking it's a $30 pop when it is not, right? It's a $12 or $10 pop.
Yep. Yeah, and that's frustrating when you send the Atom Bomb out and everyone knows that's a $100 pop. It just that day it wasn't, That's what's frustrating because I'll get more grief about something like that than I would grief's not the right word, but I'll get more comments and feedback about that than I would if the Mystique went out and it was way overvalued. And like you said, it's overvalued, but maybe my customer doesn't. That's not really that fair to them, I know that, that, but yeah, I don't like to do that either. That's kind of greasy.
Yeah. And then there's some that's their ball game, that's their bag, that's what they like to do. It helps the boxes. And here's new pops that we obviously know right after a con they're tremendously overvalued. Here it is. It's not great. It is what it is. They do it.
My focus has been variety, because as a seller, I have to have those pops. I have to go out and buy those pops. I have to keep them in stock. I just try to sit on them until they're sold out. But what's going on right now is things aren't selling out like that FIE pop. You just go into that store and there's 100,000 FYE pops all on sale. You can go to the website and get them. But then you get them in your mystery box. Still a cool pop, but if I really wanted that, I'd go buy that for $15 with a coupon, maybe at FYE.
Yeah, right. And here, I'll show you one. I couldn't find a gold series, but here's right from Hobby DB. This is a Kicks Rips custom pop, and all they did, obviously took the sticker off of it. Looks like they modified the box. They modified the pop, put their sticker on it, and then signed it, and then numbered it 1 out of 2. And it shows one did sell at $78, an estimated value of $80. So right from pop.
Check out the URL on the page though. It's Hobby DB.
Yeah,
that's is.
And it's not pop price guide, and that's what he was saying, that all of these customs are listed in Hobby DB, and they're connected. So it's not like if you search the Hobby DB, it's taking you to separate pages. You just don't see it because you're not looking at the URL. You're just looking at your pop price.
If you use the app and you're scanning it, and it comes through that way.
But I think, like, to Slapshot's point there, unless maybe I didn't see it on the screen, is clearly a custom that someone just made themselves, right? And so I think Hobby DB or Pop Price Guide or whoever should at least have some, like, yellow flag, red stop sign, some big indicator that says this is a custom Funko Pop. Something like market volatility, these were not made, whatever. There should be some type of big flag warning that warns people, because I was looking at that going, oh, I don't remember that pop. And then you were like, oh, no, it's 1 out of 2. I didn't even realize that. I was just looking going, yeah, I remember the other Joker, but I didn't know they had 2 versions of that one. So I would have paid $80 for that.
You look at some, I think Whatnot doesn't allow customs. They don't allow autographs without authentication. So they kind of do that, but eBay, Macquarie, it's anything you want to go. Anything you want to do. It's free.
When I was watching the video that you mentioned the red flag, he did say that they were supposed to be a red flag on the pop prices when they recognized those trends, where like a spike because an actor passed away. And they're supposed to be flagging them, but I've never seen a flag. I've looked at thousands and thousands of price guides, and I've never seen anything that said, "Hey, this is a high price, but this is why."
I have. The Ruth Bader Ginsburg pop. He said that in that video, and I did see that. It did say something like, "Warning: volatility. This price, pop is very volatile." Blah 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 blah. I do remember that when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, and her Funko Pop shot way up in value.
So if you're counting on 2,500 volunteers, you're counting on everyone being consistent. Impossible, right? Impossible. And you can count on all of them doing their job exactly the same way. Impossible.
Yeah. There's Slapshots again where people thought maybe the Luke Skywalker or the Gold Hopper were custom pops when they weren't. They were just gold. So it's tough. It's tough for sure. But and some of the other stuff we can talk about going the other way with maybe pops that Pop Price Guide is only a snippet of. Like, here is not the value, and I think people misconstrue Pop Price Guide as the holy grail of value.
Yes.
Where in a sense, it in certain pops, and there's a good example. Anything that's limited, numbered, a con, or you don't see that for sale anymore, Pop Price Guide is a good starting point. A good one for me, I had a Freddy Funko. I think it was a 98 piece as Count Chocula, and it was PPG at like $900.
Oh, Yeah,
but you never
way
see
more
it.
than that.
And there's no sales. You can't see it. Or like the Glow Blueberry for ad icon collectors out there, that it's like their holy grail of Funko Pop. There's supposedly 24 in existence. I think maybe 5-7 grand is what it's listed for. You won't find anyone. If you find someone to sell it, 15-20K. And that's, I think there's what the Willy Wonka Oompa Loompa is up there. There's so many ones that are where Pop Rice Guy is just, it means nothing. It's just, I think what was
the legit grails, the real grails.
Grown Kids TV opened one this past weekend. It was a Charlie Brown Freddy Funko 24 piece, and I think PPG was like $700.
Oh please, yeah, right.
But I mean, that thing probably, you might be able to get $2-3 grand from it for the right price or the right person. You just never know. That's where PPG works in the opposite direction.
Right.
Obviously,
right.
Yeah. Mystery Box Company, I think it's interesting because those pops are tough because you put it in the box. I think the only one that's ever I've seen tackle it is Pop King Paul, where he said, I value this pop in the box at this. PPG, no, I value it at this.
Yeah, I've seen him do that multiple times. Templar and I have talked about that before too. Like he will say, my top 5 hits, I value this at this. And if you don't like it, don't buy a box. And that's fine. All you have to do is be honest about it. And if you're upfront about it, and then people read the listing. If they don't want to buy, they don't have to buy.
Yeah, I wonder if I could get away with doing that, though. You know what I mean? Pop King Paul is Pop King Paul. Could I go up and be Templar Pops and be like, hey, guess what, everybody? I don't think this price is right. I'm going to value these all this way. And are people going to take that seriously? Are they going to be like, oh, boy?
I think you throw it in the description. For once he's done it for, I understand it. I think I've seen Toy USA do it. They value, this is an Air one. It's this. And I think this is 2 years ago. I think there were some rare Freddy's as Ghostbusters that were like 24 pieces. There hasn't been one that's record of selling in the past 2 years. This is what we value it at in the box. So, yeah.
Well, Templar, I think people will recognize you soon as Book Bar Bros Patreon, right? Trivia champion.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, everybody's going to recognize you.
Oh,
Hundreds of people.
Well, autographs. I won't even be able to leave my house. It's hard enough as it is.
But yeah, obviously we're limited. Luau, didn't you get? I saw you open a box a while back. Was it the Buzz Lightyear, the old Freddy Funko's Buzz Lightyear, right? Yep. What was that one going at? Do you remember like what PPG was at, and then what? Did you keep that one, or did you sell that one?
I sold that one. So PPG on that pop when it was in the box, and I think they were $600 boxes, and I think PPG at the time on that thing was right around. It might have been like $1,200, $1,300 for it, and I think it was. I forget how limited it was. It was a low. It might have been like 100 piece or something like that. When I sold it, and it wasn't long after I had that. I sold that for $3,300.
$3,300. I was gonna ask if you got $2 grand for it. So
$3,300 for it.
But that's the perfect example. Yeah.
And that was an auction. You did that in an auction.
That was an auction.
Yeah. I mean,
and
that's what
was Count Chocula, which I love at icons, but it was just the price and the way I look at it for guys, for people that are interested in, when I bought a mystery box for $1,500, that pop was in there. That's in my mindset what I have into it. And then someone made me an offer of $3 grand. I doubled my money as much as I liked it. And it was cool having it and seeing it, double my money.
You're going to be able to buy a lot more boxes and make a lot more videos now with that.
Yeah, exactly. It was time they had to go. But, there's certain ones I wouldn't do that with, but that one was like, I don't collect Freddy's, so I don't feel bad.
Yeah, that would be difficult. I mean, to collect all the Freddy's, they're all so rare and so expensive. And now there's just a lot more of them than there used to be, too. Right, now they're making tons of Freddy's. Oh, yeah. Box of Fun, all the Olympic Freddy's.
Like ping pong Freddy and bronze medal Freddy.
Golf Freddy. I'm
sending bronze medal Freddy to you, Justin.
Judo Freddy. That won't be necessary. Now,
Golf Freddy.
I'm pretty sure I was totally wrong, but Templar and I were talking about this, and I'm like, okay, wait a second. There's a bronze medal Freddy in that box of Fun, and it was like a 2,000 or 3,000 piece, right? And then there was a silver medal Freddy that was like a 1,000 or 2,000 piece. And I'm like, there's got to be a gold medal Freddy. And I'm like, maybe that is going to be like the limited 96 or like 450 or something like that. And then there isn't one. And I'm like, why would Funko like have a bronze medal and a silver medal and then just not make a gold medal Freddy? Does that make any sense? I kept saying it for weeks. I was like, no, there's a gold medal Freddy out there. We haven't seen him yet. Somebody's going to pull one and post it. And it's
nothing made sense about that drop.
Yeah, yeah, jeez.
Some of those boxes were. I mean, I think I had a Whatnot auction that day. I got it. I opened it up. Didn't even make a video, and it was. I was so disgusted with it. It was just. I threw them in there, and whatever they went for. Oh my god, I was so.
That's what mine was: bronze medal, silver medal, and ping pong Freddy, all damaged.
That might have been what I had to. It was so. I kept the box, but you know.
No, I did well on mine. I got the 1,000 Hercules Glow, and I think I sold that one on eBay like right away for like 700. So it's like already, right? I mean, 7 times the money on that. So I got a couple of decent hits on those ones. But yeah. So and Templar, I remember he was so disgusted with his box.
Just like smashing it.
But
I bought others, so I did get other pops, but.
I would tell people that love the mystery boxes because we still love the mystery boxes. I think it's just the realm has changed, whether it's people not working, the money's not flowing like it used to, whether it's Whatnot has changed it. But I think you guys have to look at PPG for what it is. Mm-hmm. It's not the gospel.
Yes.
And I think you just have to, give a break to some mystery boxes and hope companies that they understand that it's as a boxing, and you're looking at anywhere between 3 days to a week, depending on the UPS or how it ships to get to you. All that time, things in a matter of an hour or two can change drastically.
Yeah. Those enthusiastic volunteers.
They could go in
They're like, oh, look what he's got in his box. I'm gonna go in there and fix all these.
And I feel for Templar because that was a tough box run. I think was the toughest one you did because you were giving away a super grail, and to do that, to make the numbers work, you had to. And I forget what the numbers were, but there was
175. It was 225 and a 155 guaranteed value.
Yeah, and there was that was just the perfect storm for you. It was the metallic Superman, the atom bomb. There was there was a couple other ones.
Freddy Funko. The Freddy Funko Wolfman went from 80 to 55. You got that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was it's tough. And unfortunately, you get the people that don't understand it and they're angry and upset. And
PPG is very in the moment. It's right now. It's right now for me when I'm putting the box together. It's right now for you when you open it. But I would encourage people, if you get a pop, you're looking at it, this is a really cool pop. It's an old pop. The price went down. It's going to go back up. You know what I mean? I've never got a call from anybody a month later saying, hey, what's up with this pop that just went up $45? It's never happened.
Right.
No.
Except from Justin. He loves to rub it in when he pulls my grails. He's like, hey, look what happened to this pop.
Hey, you gave me a grail. I got the biggest hit. It went down today, and I don't like it. And I think
right. Ring, ring.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a guide. It's not the
gospel. It is a guide.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And so it's tough for a seller because it's like it's a double whammy. One, you have to look out for pops that might be inflated because you don't want pops to drop. You want to do your best, right, to make sure. But we also don't have the luxury of saying that pop's undervalued, something's wrong, I know it's worth more, and so you put it in the box anyways. We can't do that, right? We have to follow pop price guide. Even if we don't want to necessarily, it's ubiquitous, everybody uses it, and so we just don't have a choice. So it's like if I ran, let's say a $400 mystery box run, and I wanted my top hit to be Bank Robber Joker. Typically he sells between $400 or $500 or whatever. When he spiked down to $260 like 2 weeks ago, I can't just put that in the box now and say he's the top hit and say he's like $400 to $500. Don't worry about it. It'll probably go back up. Like I basically am stuck. I have to now hold him and hope that pop price guide fixes itself, or that maybe there's just not a ton of those being sold again. And luckily it has gone back up as far as I'm aware. But I mean, that's the part of being a seller is one, you've got to watch out for those, keep very close eye on the pops that might be vulnerable to dropping. Yeah. And if one does drop, you're basically stuck holding it. You just can't put it in a box and say, I hope it goes back up.
That's what I'm doing now. Like after that last box, I had the one that I just released. All those pops were screwy. So I was just like, I'm going to do smaller batches with more stable pops is what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to collect. I'm going to sit on these pops that I get really good deals on now. I think it's a great time to buy pops right now if you're looking to invest. I mean, you could pick these up, $300, $325 right now. That's going to be $1,000 pop in a couple of years. You're going to be able to get this. You know what I mean? It's going to be really expensive. So, you know, I'm not saying rush right out and then call me in a year and say, hey, why isn't it gone up? But that's what I'm doing now is I learned a few things from a previous seller that we all know. I learned a few things about how he collected and invested, and that's what I took out of that. So that's what I'm doing now is taking these types of things that, you know, if this spikes up or something and stays that way, then I'll put it out there. But until it does, it's mine. I'm just going to sit on it.
Yeah. And I mean, we take risks as sellers too, and the fear of pops going way up. And so, you know, again, like I had if we have $100 box like Templar and say if some pop drops down to 70 and somebody emails you and says, hey, whatever, and maybe you make it right, maybe you say sorry, it was the day of packaging. But then like for me, I remember I did a mystery box run like 6 months ago, and it was like a $65 box, and one of the hits had like 3 comments and Blacklight Carnage in it, who was going for like $60 at the time. So I'm like, okay, that's like an $85 box, $60 box. That's a good box. And so I ship it out there. 2 weeks later, that thing is going for like $250 to $300.
Just like
now,
that.
I can't email them and be like, whoa. That's not what I meant to send you. I didn't know that pop was going to go up. Why don't you send me $150 back so this is fair? You know what I mean? Like sellers take a lot of risk. And so I hope people don't think that, you know, Templar and me or Luau is that we're just making money hands over fist doing this. I think a lot of us do it to try to sustain our collecting habits, right? Because we buy and sell and we trade, and we like to do fun stuff and give back to the community. And so, I mean, we have to make a little money here and there, but I mean, people aren't making tens of thousands of dollars on these. We take a lot of risk as mystery box sellers.
No, and I've heard it from many different people that, you know, Whatnot, I think changed Funko for whatever reason it did a year ago. And now, if you go look, is Funko watered down? It is a totally different beast to sell pops, because, and I think it affects, and I think that's where we see the difference of these mystery boxes, people not selling them not selling out, because people realize if I get something I don't like right now, the previous, I would say, you know, 1 to 2, 3 months to now, and who knows how long it'll go, it is hard to sell them, and to sell them for a PPG or any kind of value where they sit, and it's tough. And, you know, before it was like anything that was a, you know, $500+ pop, it's tough to sell, takes the right person. Now I would say anything from a $100 plus, it's tough. It just is what it is. You got to have the right buyer that's looking for it. You got to have the condition and Whatnot, which a year ago was incredible to sell and to do Whatnot auctions, because they weren't like 10 people going live selling Funko Pops at the same time, to what it is now, where they're selling mystery boxes. And I mean, people are selling vintage clothes out of their closet. It's just it's totally changed. But it is so hard to sell. And even I look at mystery boxes that I love them, but if there's not at least 20 to 25% of pops in the pictures that they show that interest me, that I would want my collection, I don't buy, just because it's, what am I going to do with it then? I sit on it, and then you know, you sit on it and you try to sell them, whether it be Macari, eBay, Whatnot. And if they sell a certain time, there's other people that I know that are then selling it to a mystery box company, and when you sell them to them, it is a totally different ball game, because it's a percentage normally, and every company does it differently when you sell a collection. But normally it's $100 or less, you might get 50 or 60% of PPG. $100 or more, maybe 70 to 80% of PPG, and that's how it works. Sometimes a little, you know, everyone's a little different with numbers, but that's sort of how it is. And you can imagine here I pull, you know, a $70, $80 pop. You sell it to someone, it doesn't sell on Whatnot, it doesn't sell on eBay. You want to get rid of it, your 80 goes to 40.
Right.
And you know, it is what it is.
Whatnot's been tough. I've never been big on Whatnot. I've only probably done 5, 6, 7 auctions. I know you do it all the time, I think, but it's because I got in right as it was starting to really be convoluted. You know, I applied, took a while to get in. It was really only a few sellers. That was, you know, Paul and you and Franchise Kicks and everybody. And and then I finally got in. And I remember my first auction went pretty well. I had over 120, 30, 50 people in it. And so, you know, pops are going for good prices. I want to say it wasn't even more than 3-4 weeks later, I did another one and I could barely had 40 or 50 people in there. And just multiple other people now all at the same time, multiple auctions. I really still wish they kind of tried to reduce that a little bit for who can go live or, you know, scheduling. I just, you know, I did one a week or two ago and it's like, I got over 50 people a couple of times, but for the most part, there's 30 to 40 people in there. And I warn people. I say, hey, look, these good pops, 60 people need to be in here or they're not going up. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not putting up $150 or $250 or $300 Funko Pop when there's 21 people to bid. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I got to the point where I'd have pops that nobody would bid on. I mean, like, you know, they're not all great pops, but like maybe you put out you got an $18 or $20 Target exclusive Omega, right, from the Bad Batch. It's like you put her up there and no one bids $5 on her. And it's like, man, it's just now I'm just wasting my time, right? If nobody wants these for $5, what am I doing?
And 20 people, you could do it. You could start anything you want at $1, and you know you don't have to worry about it.
Yes.
These days, I'll put it buy it now. Make me an offer. I'll wheel and deal. But if you think I'm putting I won't even put a $30 to $40 pop up for a $5 starting bid. I won't do it because it's not worth it. You know, I'll sell it to a mystery box company or something like that and take that kind of loss than to deal with it. And it's people, I think it's different.
It is.
Whatnot just lets them go. There's too many people, although the Funko things have changed. I think everything's now moved to sports cards and Pokemon. And I mean, like I said, they're doing vintage clothing and sneakers. They're just going boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
It's tough because your base that created you it's not holding you anymore. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
I like to do damaged auctions. That's like my favorite thing to do. And so what every time I get damaged pops, I put them in a spot. And then once I have like 30 or 40 of them, I do damaged auctions. I'd start them at $1 and people have a lot of fun. I usually find all the extra stuff I've gained and I put like a bonus with everything. So every $1 damage pop comes with a t-shirt or a pocket pop, right? Or trading cards or whatever. And sometimes I give away good stuff. It's like, I have tons of books. I'm a big fantasy sci-fi book reader. And so, like, if I've got a damaged Dr. Malcolm from Jurassic Park pop, I'll just go grab a Jurassic Park book off my thing and I'll put it up there. So you get the book and you get the pop. And a lot of times they'll go for $15, $20, $25. And then people have a blast and they get extra stuff. And so that's just kind of something I've tried to do to, like, differentiate myself a little bit.
I was talking to, I've talked to a few people that have done Whatnot for a long time. I won't give names, but I've said, and they complain, it's just not what it is. They're trying to get us to do action figures and they're not selling and it's bad. We're losing money. I said, unfortunately, what Whatnot has turned in now, it's about the gimmicks. People want the gimmicks. That's what they want. They want and I'm not talking mystery boxes. They want like the wheels and they want to see this person in battle mystery boxes and they want to see what's in the box. And that's what people want right now. They want the gimmicky stuff. And I think Mummy, says it pretty good. I think, yes, the economy is definitely a point right now.
Mm-hmm.
The new pops coming out, definitely. Whatnot auctions where it's very convoluted. And I mean, the marketplace is convoluted too. And I think everyone is sort of stretched and it's just.
I'm broke. I'm completely broke.
But I mean, the Pop King Paul thing, going back to that, if he's not selling out mystery boxes, if Franchise Kicks isn't selling out a Grail mystery box that's guaranteed value, something
that makes me nervous. I was just like,
Clint sold it. It's you would have thought with Clint it would have sold out in seconds, and it took hours.
Yeah,
and that was it was a nice box. But if you watch and you see certain things. So there's one or two pops that were in there, and it's in there because he can't sell it. He like
Right.
that sloth. He tried to sell it in a couple whatnot auctions, and he tried to sell it on his website. He can't move it, and now it's moved. Let's do mystery box to get rid of it.
Right.
And that's what he's got to do on some of those pops. And it's just he eventually sold that out. And Clint has quite the following, 275,000 people. And even his whatnot auctions, which he broke whatnot a year ago when he did it. Now he gets like 100 people. Before he's breaking it at like 300. And same thing with Paul with the auctions he does. And and there was a couple chats last night that said it. If Pop King Paul cannot sell out a 50 box run of 175, this thing wasn't like his $1,000 or $1,500 type of box. It was 175. Right.
It's pretty high risk.
It had more of a risk than he's used to. 125, I think, was the guarantee value. Up to 500 is where the ranges go.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, I mean, people, Pop King Paul box,
right?
It's seconds, and if he has issues, and it goes all night, and a 50 box run isn't selling out, you can really get a good barometer of where we are with Funko and mystery boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I like to do, in addition to the damage pops with the bonuses, my 2 auctions ago, I did 20 $50 boxes. Just, fun boxes, guaranteed $50, and there was a couple of hits right around $100. So nothing huge. And I sold like 18 of the 20 during the auction, right? And I sold the other 2 on Instagram afterwards. This past week or week and a half ago, whatever it was, I did the exact same thing, only it was like $60 boxes. And I did my damaged auction. I had about the same amount of people, maybe more people than the last one. And I had better hits, and I sold like 3 of them during the live auction. And then I had to push them hard on Instagram to sell like 15 out of the 20. And then I was like, I took it off. I'm like, well, I'll just open the 5 that didn't sell and repackage them, because it's like, man, I guaranteed. And I dropped the price. I even think I dropped the price from 60 to 50 with free shipping. So it was $60 guaranteed minimum, $50 out the door with free shipping. I still couldn't sell them out. So
I'm going to blame NFTs.
NFT, it's cryptocurrencies and NFTs. Everybody's just investing all the time. By the way, I invest in crypto and NFTs. By the way, I do.
I haven't played the NFT too much, but yes, I do play in the crypto game.
Yeah.
The first wave of physical pops are supposed to be releasing here real soon.
Yeah, I think that's what the turtles do.
Yep. Very curious to see what those are going to go for in resale market.
Oh yeah.
How do you price guide those?
Yeah.
What are those, 1,500 piece, 1,000 piece, something like that?
And here's one. Yep. Paul has done, PKP has done, and I think those were $600 boxes, and he did 10 of them, and I think all but 2 sold, and he sold the other 2 on Instagram. But yeah, that was a higher risk box. But yeah, I mean, they were tough. And then this is a good one. I would agree with Ross on this one. We're going to see how many companies believe in mystery boxes after this weekend, and how many companies don't. Because if Chrono doesn't do it, if Chalice doesn't do them, you can see where they're like, they don't believe in it. They don't feel they're going to sell out. I mean, you've seen even Smy World, who does incredible mystery boxes.
Yeah.
The variety, I would say, in the past two months hasn't done many of them.
Didn't they do a big Freddy Funko only one? Was that Thanksgiving or Christmas last year that they did that Freddy Funko, where like they were all $400 Freddy Funkos? Do you remember that one?
I think that was like one of his Smy cons. It was about a year ago.
Okay, yeah.
It was an incredible box. And then Paul did, I think, 2 incredible boxes last year around this holiday season. Spasic has done a big one, and he's planning to do a big one. So we'll see what he does with that. But I think you look at some of them, they can sell the items on whatnot. And I think the belief in mystery boxes is a little waning. So this week will be interesting to see. I'm curious to see, will we see Chrono and Chalice announce anything, which they haven't yet. In fact, I don't think many. I mean, Fugitive Toys as well, which is known for their Black Friday box, except for last year, which was a sham, but just a travesty of a. I'm glad. I mean, they said it was like 3 or 4 of them, and they had tons of people waiting online all afternoon for this box to release. It was nuts.
I remember hearing about that. I was not one of the people waiting.
Oh yeah, we were all in a chat, and they would release stuff like, here's 30 minutes. It was like from 12 o'clock to 6:30, and at 6:30 the box went up and went down, and we come to find out that it was a I forget, it was like $2,000 or $2,500 box. There was only 3 of them, and the theme was sports. So we were like, oh God, I bet that $1,500 Dirk Nowitzki, which you'd still be sitting on it.
Yeah,
sports.
Because I think a year ago and even 2 years ago with the big pops, you were able to move them. I mean, you were able to get a rare Freddy Funko, and someone's going to pay the big bucks for it. And now it's not there. I mean, people will make you offers hundreds of dollars less, but you're not going to get PPG or even close, at least right now.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember Freddy Funko as Yoda, which is one of the ones that I wanted for my Grail collection. That pop was going for like 400, then 600, then 1,200. I mean, that pop just kept skyrocketing. But anybody who actually had one on Whatnot wants 2,500 to $3,000 for them. You know, they're not moving them, not at that price. But yeah, Toy USA Funko one. He says Toy USA still pumps them out all the time. I don't buy from them anymore. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but that's who one of the companies I started with, because they were pumping them out constantly. And then I think I went back through some of my old videos when I was doing unboxing videos all the time too. And I was like, I don't think I ever hit guaranteed value or, box value, whatever I paid for the box. I don't think I ever got my money back on a Toy USA box ever. And
Toy USA, what I can say about Cody is he won't bullshit you. He'll tell you, this is the deal. Here's a $300 box. At the time of boxing it, the boxes ranged at $250 to this. And literally, I forget the last one he did. But he threw out the box combinations of all whatever boxes, so you could price them out yourself.
But that takes a long time.
But literally, out of 20 boxes, 25 boxes, 5 of them would either be guaranteed value or above. That was it. So you had, in 20 boxes, you were going to lose money.
Yeah, I think the last time I considered. Yeah, sorry. The last time I think I considered buying when it was a big Grail one, I can't remember what it was. It was like maybe it was 300, 400, 500. I can't remember. But I was like, okay, they don't even put prices. They're just like, here are the combos. I'm like, so now I have to spend an hour doing research to find out if this is worth it. And so I start looking up PPG, of course, because it's ubiquitous. Even though it's a guide, we all use it, right? And I think the first few boxes I looked up were like $150 less than the box value, and I stopped. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this. So.
And then, you got to think that's just what the PPG value is. It's not necessarily what you're going to get for it.
Exactly.
You got the seller fees. So you're losing, anywhere between 10 to 13% there.
Yep.
So it's just so much. And I think, here again, I think James, absolutely. Yeah. I think the economy right now is not the best. It's the poster, whatever the COVID thing, because there's not the money out there anymore. And people, for whatever reason, aren't going back to work.
Yeah.
And it's a mess. It is a mess. And years ago, I think when COVID first hit, people were buying collectibles because I got the free money, I'm at home, yada, yada, yada. Why not?
Huge captive audience for the last year and a half. Huge.
Yeah. And
it helped me build Templar Pops. I don't think I could have done it without that kick, without having all of that time to concentrate on it,
It still seems like people will chase the runs that have the grails, the epic grails. I don't mean like $100 grail. I know it's a grail to a lot of people, but I'm talking the big grails, right? I mean, Templar, you've had struggles the last few runs. I've had struggles the last few runs, but you did the Obi-Wan with with high risk, and that one still sold out.
Yep, and it was a flop. That was the one that had all the problems. That's frustrating for me, because that was a really fun box and that hit was huge. I know who got that, by the way. But, anyways, having that risk makes the box a little bit more exciting, I guess. If people, that's what they want, is that thrill. But if you get the thrill and you don't get the guaranteed value, you're just,
And you have people that people I'm sure that don't understand it, that are upset, and what are you going to do for me? Yada yada yada. It's tough.
Tell you what, when you get a $2,000 special curated box from a certain seller, and it turns out to be worth about $1,000, you'll throw up in your mouth a couple times.
Yeah,
then you really be worried.
We all know who you're talking about. I remember one time when I first started, I did a double value with my damage pops. I bought a collection, first collection I ever bought from somebody. And a lot of the good pops were damaged. And so I did like $25 for for $50 in PPG, right? And 4 pops. And so there you go. Augie says he got his value out of the Obi-Wan box.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Augie.
And so I remember it was $25 box, double PPG, right? And so I had somebody dispute the PayPal charge because I used to run them through my website back then, claiming that it was like an incorrect product because the PPG value of their pops was like $44 because one pop dropped like $8 in the week that he got the box. And like he was messaging me, he took screenshots of all the pop price guide pictures. And I mean, like for $25 for $50 for the PPG on damaged pops. And I had to try to explain in PPG that price fluctuates and this one pop dropped like $8. Sorry. And I had to go through a whole dispute process. And of course I did. Like, I'm not just going to give his money back. That's ridiculous. So like you still get way better value. And I dispute it with PayPal. But anyways, just a story to, how people can be so frustrated. That's the whole point of that story, is that if someone pays, the minimum's $150 and they open their box and at the time they open it, it's worth $130. They're like, what the heck?
Well, what I did on that box, I think I mentioned, I did it case by case because it wasn't a long run. It was like 15 boxes, I think. And I reached out to 3 or 4 different people that had a below value, and only one accepted my offer of compensation. And I was happy to do it. I was happy to do it for everybody. But really what I got for feedback was, we really appreciate you reaching out to us. We appreciate the excellent customer service. We understand Pop Price Guide and how it works. One person said, we probably won't buy a box from you for a while. That's perfectly fair. But, that's how I handled it. I talked to the people. If they reached out, I was like, what would you like me to do? I know it's not my fault. It's not your fault either. As a good customer service, I want to take care of it. But, only one person out of 4 accepted that, which was great for me because it didn't cost me an extra $300 in PPG. But I was happy to do that for that one customer. So,
yeah.
And that's great that you do that. But here is the issue with that, as a seller is, so let's say it's Adam Bomb person. Don't know if it was, but it was the person who got Adam Bomb, and they accept your offer for a $30 credit or a free mystery box, whatever it is you did for them. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, PPG bumps it back up to $120.
Yeah.
Right now, you have just lost $40, and they've got their value back, and that's why you have to be so careful about doing that. I mean, again, I would appreciate it if it were me and you were to try to make it, right, even though there's no right. I just think everyone has to. The whole point of this is we're talking about PPG, right? And I think people need to understand. Like a few people put in the comments, it's a guide, right? It's just a guide. If you buy a $50 mystery box and you total up your Pop Price Guide value and it comes out to $47, that doesn't mean the seller is trying to pull one over on you. You know what I mean?
$3, man.
But that's the whole point of it, right?
Yeah. And I think like from an unboxer point of view, from like Luau's point of view, you've been doing this so long, you've seen all this, all this. But let's say you're a new unboxer, brand new channel,
right?
And you're buying up boxes. You might not get that when you're on air, and you might pull that box out and you might say something like, "Oh, this sucks," or what the heck's going on here? That's fair. That's your opinion. You're able to do that. But if you're not fully aware of how PPG works, you may cause a little bit more. It's not embarrassing to them, but I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say. But you guys get what I mean. From your perspective, from the unboxer on the YouTube channel, you've got to be careful about the comments you make about the box. Even if you're like, "Wow, this is terrible," you probably just wouldn't release the video. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I release them all.
Yeah.
I do.
I told you to release mine, so yeah, go for it.
You even have good old pop. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure we've heard of these guys have heard Popcorn with Flicks, but oh yeah, that was a good one years ago.
I know you reference it all the time, but I don't know what it is. I wasn't around back then.
Fun. I do it for fun. I throw the video of them up. I always tell them if they're out there, if they're listening, they ever want to come on a Sunday night, I'd love to have them. But it is what it is. Old stuff. But yeah, I think Pops and I think most companies do a good job, and then sometimes people really pad the boxes so they don't have to worry about it. And others, this is what it is. Don't like it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
I could pad boxes, but then I lose money. There's no way, unless I'm picking up collections at 50% PPG all day long, which I can't here in Maine. overvaluing. I can do that. I do that when I get good deals. I definitely overvalue the boxes, but it's not easy to do when you have the Obi-Wan, and you're trying to get that $500 with the PPG figured out in the other 12 boxes.
Tough.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that's tough because really you've got to have all kinds of other epic stuff. Even if you want to do a $400 box, and have the top hit be double, you've still got to have a lot of good stuff, right? To put it in there. Oh yeah, I did get Obi-Wan. So I even told Templar, I was like, I feel terrible about it. I messaged him, was like, oh man, I got Obi-Wan. He was like, he's like, that's awesome. Good for you. It's like, yeah, I feel bad. I was like, it's going to go back in a mystery box or something. It's just going to go back out to the community. But I mean, I even told Templar, I was like, I got to take a break. And that's, I know we're talking PPG too, but like, for me, box integrity too. Like if I feel like I can't trust a mystery box seller, like I stop buying from them. I bought from several people where shady stuff happens. When I say shady stuff, I mean, something is listed as pre-boxed and everything is boxed and it will ship when it sells out. But then they don't ship. And then I'll see another YouTuber open up a box from the run. And I'll be like, why hasn't mine even shipped yet? That doesn't make any sense. And then, the mystery box company will say, well, it's shipping next week. Well, why? Why didn't you drop all 20 boxes off at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. And it's because obviously they're, picking boxes or doing things like that. And so what I started doing was going live on Instagram. So I pack all mine up in blank boxes. I go live on Instagram, I shuffle them around, and then I grab a random box, I spin the wheel, 1 to however many number boxes I have, I write it on the box, show it to the camera, and then when I print that's who you get. And then, you pick your number. And so that's it. It is what it is. That's what you get. And I know Templar started doing a thing where he posted, his dad comes and picks them. So he has the boxes there, his dad picks the labels, and his dad slaps them on, right? Or however you do that. How do you do that?
So if I get my orders, I have my boxes all set up, and I just take a tag with a name on it, and I hand it to my dad and say, put this on a box, put this one on a box, put this one on a box, and then they're done. And then I ship them, and so he has no idea. He has no clue what's in those boxes at all. I barely do after they're boxed up, other than I have to go back and look at the pictures sometime. What did I put in these?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've got like 2 or 3 of the last like 6 good hits. Now, in my defense, for Templar's box, I buy a lot of his boxes. There's been runs before where he's had like 14 boxes and I'll buy 7 of them. Like I've done that before on his runs. But the one I didn't get is the one that was the most frustrating because it was the Captain Rex Grail or Fail. I bought a ton of those trying to get that Captain Rex and I failed every single time. I mean, I think I bought like 8 and then I bought 8 more and I was like, damn it. I wanted
that went to a single box buyer too. That was
Did it really?
Yeah.
And a single box buyer gets the Captain Rex. Yep. So playing the odds doesn't always work. That's the whole point. But when the more you buy, obviously, the more chances you'll have to get something great.
Yeah. You never know, guys. You never know.
You pulled a few good hits for me, Luau. Your kids have, anyways.
Yeah, the little one did. The little one did. I think there's another one coming. I don't know if it's this week or next week. There's another one that pulled something good too. Yeah. How it works, I don't know.
Yeah. I'd let the kids open all the boxes if I was you.
I try, but it gets harder to get them down here to do this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you in the basement also?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm in the second story. This is Studio 8. Fallout shelter.
Yeah, I'm in the basement too. And every time I see Luau's son on, I'm like, wow, man, he looks so disinterested.
He's tough to get to do it. He is tough to get to do it. And I had to do one. I think it comes out this week where it's just, I said, I've gotten so many comments of people just want to see the two of you do a box together. And it was so hard to get them to do it. They did it. And yeah, you guys will all get to see it this week. But yeah, he's tough. He's almost to the point where he wants paid, Damn kids.
Oh, are you drinking the beers? I haven't had a beer. No. I have not had a beer in 3 weeks. 4 weeks. I have not had a beer.
It's college football Saturday, so I had a few yesterday. But I got back. I was in Arizona for a golf trip for my 40th birthday. And so I did way too much drinking on that trip. And so I took a nice little break when I got back. We're the Book Bar Bros. We have a bar. There's a bar right here. Obviously, my brother and I, when we do the Star Wars trivia on Tuesday nights, we pound the beers while we're doing it. And But yeah, my body needed a reset. I needed a cleanse. So
I know that feeling.
yeah.
Well, we're all to that time frame, guys, where it's like 11:15. So I know we all probably have work and things to do and get ready for Thanksgiving. So I'll let you guys take us out. Again, I wish everyone a good, happy Thanksgiving. Remember to hop in the giveaway. We increased it for Thanksgiving. Good luck on any of your mystery boxes or things like that throughout the week. Who knows what Funko Shop's going to do? And I think they have a special. Some big Iron Man's going to come out on Black Friday, a huge one. But, have fun with the mystery boxes, the companies that do it. And I'll let you guys take us out. Anything you want to say? Templar, maybe we see a box this week. Who knows?
Maybe a box this week. I hate Black Friday, so there will not be any Black Friday specials. I hate it. I love it for what it is, but I don't participate in it personally. I'll just stand back and let Chrono do their guaranteed value boxes.
Maybe.
All right, flood the market with anime, and people are going to be waiting in line to get my boxes after that.
Well, yeah. I mean, check him out, TemplarPops.com, right? At TemplarPops on Instagram. All kinds of mystery boxes. He does high stuff, low stuff, grail boxes, all kinds of good stuff. And you can see him this Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on our channel at Book Bar Bros. We do Star Wars trivia right now every Tuesday night. My brother and I are trying to expand to do more fantasy and sci-fi stuff and start talking about other movies and other things. Vader in the Meditation Chamber. That is a fantastic
that's a great pop.
And I also have that one. I absolutely have that one. But
I have it too.
Yeah, it's a great Funko Pop. So Tuesday nights, 9. We're live every Tuesday night. Star Wars. We talk Star Wars trivia. More stuff coming soon. Watch Templar Tuesday night if you're a Templar Pops fan. He's going to have all kinds of prizes.
That's the question. Does he have it to beat him? Can he?
I think
win?
I do.
I don't. Oh man, I don't know.
It's A New Hope, man. You know how many times I've seen that movie? A lot. I mean, like thousands of times.
Yeah, but Templar, don't you see how my brother and I do every week? We don't go perfect. We stump each other. Mm-hmm. And so Tyler obviously looks like he wants to kill himself and flip a table over every time he gets a question wrong. He gets angry, but that's it. Luau, thank you so much for having us, man.
Thank you.
It was a lot of fun. Templar, thanks for coming on, talking PPG, talking Funko mystery boxes. It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And remember, guys, use Pop Price Guide as a guide. Just a guide. And have fun with it. It's collecting. They're toys. They're plastic, Yes. And have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll see you again live next Sunday night. Be well.